We shall discuss the essay The Eternal Silence of These Infinite Crowds by Neeraj C. Chowdhury, which is from his book A Passage to England. So in this particular article, he writes about the silence, the nature of silence that is seen in Englishmen, and how he contrasted with the Indians, like for whom noise is everything. Like he's not actually favoring any of the sides, but then he is just telling many instances that he finds in England, and he contrasted with the incidents that he sees in India. So he says that when he returned from England, like when he was in England, when he saw in the stations, like all these Englishmen, they are walking just like ants. They are walking just like ants to the hall. So he felt like he felt quite strange. Like this eternal silence frightened him, he says, because all of us are very much used to this public transport and the noise and everything. And then he says that even the pubs and restaurants in England, the pubs and clubs and all will be filled, like will be crowded in noontime itself, and even there you find this silence. Clubs are usually considered as the center of social life, but then over there it is very much silence. Then he also says how he tried to talk to a person, and that person, with courtesy, how he showed his displeasure, his discomfort to make a conversation. Then he says that in India, in buses and all, people look for their bodily comfort. They may lean to the other and sleep, or they may keep the hands across a person's shoulder and all. And if you hesitate, they'll say, why are you not a woman? Like are you like a woman? Why are you hesitant like that? They will ask. Then the conversation that are done is also very strange. People in India, they even talk about their private matters. That also loudly, that also to the public, to a person, not with the acquainted person, a person of acquaintance, but even with strangers. So people even give comments about your dress or your look. All those comments also they may give. Then once like he used to, even in the summertime, he used to wear this shirt and tie and all, and then little discomfort was there in the neck, so it was a habit for him to show that irritation. Then one person asked whether it was a habit or whether it is a disease. Total stranger asked him. Then another time, sometimes conductors confuse people with so many different ways, and then passengers among themselves, they will talk and help one another regarding the places. And then one day, like in the case of Indians, like if a person is reading the newspaper, they will ask for other sheet which he is not reading. I'm sure all of us, we have come across that. Then another, like one day he was reading a Gita, and one person tried to take it from him, and then when he was hesitant, he said, it's a holy book and I don't want your book, you keep it with you, like that. And then so he has another habit, like when his stop is about to come, he will go near to the door and stand, and even some people, strangers, even will pull him back or say to move and all, like that. Then another one incident he says is that he had a bad coin with him which the conductor did not accept, but another man accepted it and gave him a 1 rupee note. Like it was a 1 rupee coin, and that person accepted that bad 1 rupee coin and gave him the good 1 rupee note, and he said that he will get it exchanged. Like even you can, in trains and all, you can find the husband and wife, they are fighting and they are trying to suicide, and how they are pulling, and sometimes there is fight between the passenger, sometimes there is fight between the passenger and conductor, sometimes there is fight between conductor and driver himself. And there was one instance when the driver go down and he lie down on the grass, refusing to drive, and then people all had to request him and get him back. So these are some funny things that we find in India, which you can never find elsewhere. Among the Englishmen, you can never find. Then in India, buses are like 20 minutes gap they come, and sometimes it's very much irregular. Once like that, when he was waiting for the bus, an old man was there, he talked to him, and then he introduced his daughter to him and all, and then he said about his family matters, how they had a case with his father, how his father started living with a concubine, and then how he brought that woman to their home, and how they were resisting, and how this ended up as a case and all those things, like that kind of conversation. You should understand that this conversations are done to a total stranger, not even to an acquaintance. So when the bus was about to come, when he was about to move, the person asked his name and address, and when he asked why he is asking the address, he says, I will send you mangoes from my home. So it's quite funny, but then this is what we usually see in our land. Even some of us, even we must have done some of these things. We must ourselves must have done. So he is making a contrast with the behavior of Englishmen and the behavior of Indians, and then he is not siding any of it, but then he is just telling this contrast. He's just opening up this contrast to us. As the title goes, the eternal silence of these infinite crowds. He's mentioning about the England, the people of England, and then he's telling how it is in India. Sometimes it can be like, always Indians, we look for to get that sympathy. We like to get that sympathy. We like to connect with people, but then English people, they are quite cold. For us Indians, for English people, before introducing to one another, they will be cold, but later they will bond up. But in the case of Indians, in the beginning itself they will bond up so much, and later on only they will become cold towards that relation. So these are some of the contrasts. Very interesting chapter. I really like this, and this was quite interesting to read, unlike the other prose. And then I'm sure you must have liked it too, and you must have it must have opened your eyes also to such kind of behaviors that we see around us. Okay, I hope you liked it. Thank you.